hearing of oil and gas consultants visiting homes, especially the elders, picking up signatures from them to sign leases for very little money. This is predatory, with little to no public nor family involvement. This should not be happening with little recourse. Taking advantage of minority people, what is being done with these, this is a human rights issue. The influx of deaths in this area correlates with oil and gas. The more people, especially traveling workers, brings more crime and fatalities and drugs to our already impoverished region. With no electricity or water in some areas and poor cell service, there are no hospitals nor police protection for miles. I would like to know how this is going to be handled. This all leads to making victims out of community people living in this area and the community visitors that come through here. What is being done about this? That's my question. This as well is a human rights issue. I travel this business interstate highway. It's often closed to through traffic for big rigs and company trucks. Also messing up side roads and making of unnecessary access roads, tearing up the vegetation. How is this influx of traffic going to be maintained and safety for the general public? I also heard of 16 public community meetings that have yet to be made. Why is this? More public awareness needs to be done and diligently. Informing people through the radio and newspaper. Us Dine people, we listen to the radio and we get a lot of our communication through there. In the Navajo Times, there was a short article about this meeting that's going on here. That is not enough. That's insufficient for the public awareness that needs to be done for this pipeline. Okay, the scoping period is good, but these scoping periods need to happen elsewhere. Farmington, Albuquerque, all the way through the areas where this pipeline is, and these gas is affecting people. Making accessibility better accomplished. There is to date no BIA trust involvement. There is no protection for the people in the area, natural resources. There is a trust responsibility right now in this area and it's not being met. Our beautiful and historic Chaco Canyon was a protection for our sacred sites. And if this goes through, that's more traffic, equally more people in the area equals, yes, more trouble for our sacred sites. What is being done with the protection of the Chaco Canyon? If this pipeline goes through there, that's one of the main concerns. And pollution. This cannot go through, which is an environmental assessment. That cannot happen. There needs to be an environmental impact statement on this. We need to know how duly we are being affected. A recent study from NASA Los Alamos Lab shows San Juan Basin as the highest for methane pollution and greenhouse gas CH4 emissions. The pollution we are dealing with is environmentally genocidal. This is environmental genocide, what's going on in this area. This is the greatest human rights issue facing the San Juan Basin. The value of water. This is the greatest treasure, not just as indigenous people in this area, but all people. I would like to know where the water is coming from that's getting fracked in this area and how much is being used. The other question I have is, in one of the statements that you guys put out, BLM, I believe, it says there's going to be 15,000 gallons of oil getting through this pipeline. And then on another statement, it says 55,000. We need some clarification on that. The increase of fracking is widely speculated to bring earthquake activity to non-otherwise earthquake-affected lands. More research needs to be done about this. Overall, I oppose this pipeline The oil and gas activity is devastating this area. As I mentioned above, the others have mentioned here, it's about human rights. And the pollution in the San Juan Basin, it's genocide. Anybody else?